Yeah, Shock star. Ooh na 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 na. 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 Rather they on a hillside when nobody know.
Happy Saturday, y'all. So today we are making some tomato sauce. So you see me have my handy dandy basket? Guess where I'm headed? In the garden to get some fresh ingredients. I have a ton of tomatoes. I have some that I picked already inside, and I saw a ton of tomatoes that are ripe yesterday. So we're gonna get those, and while we're there, we'll get anything else that we can get. Okay? So let's go. So as you can see, I've been in the garden a little while. I got me some okras here and the beans, and I found me a little squash. So this is going to be great in my soup. And so let's go. Let me show you my bean trellis, my incomplete trellis. As you can see, the rest of the walkway is going to be covered with this trellis, and we're going to have some other plants running along here. I'm going to put some more summer squash and stuff like that, so maybe I'll train some cucumbers to go up here and some summer squash. But now, come on Spencer, show them these beans. I've already cut from this side over here. Look at this. We haven't come out here in a few days to reap beans, and this is what happens. And one of the reasons why I love the trellis, look over here, is because not only is it stunning in the garden when all these beans are flowering. Look at this beautiful white flower from the bean. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So not only is it stunning, but it's also very practical, because reaping beans, you know, you can just walk through reaping the beans, the cucumbers, whatever. You can walk on the inside and the outside, and look how easy it is. It saves you a lot of time in reaping. Okay, and now I know you see that some of them have already yellowed and are drying up. These are perfect. Why? Because these I will save for seeds for next year. Now, if any of you are watching and you'd like to do a seed swap with me, I would absolutely love that. Spencer hates the butterflies and the bees and all that stuff that are buzzing around. Stop shaking the camera, Spence.
It's not shaking that much.
Okay, so we have a ton of pollinators. Zoom in on this one, Spencer, without disturbing him. Look at this. We have a ton of pollinators in this garden. That is why we have so much food, because we have so many pollinators. So anyway, as I was saying, if you want to participate in my seed swap at the end of the season, go ahead and comment down below. Say, yes, I want to participate. Say, yes, I want to participate in the seed swap. And I'll put your name in and we'll get going, okay? You can also send me a message on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Like and share this video. What are you waiting for? Okay, so I know y'all can see me sweating, right? It is not 9 o'clock yet in the morning. It is not even 9 o'clock in the morning. And it is hot. We are having a heat wave. I thought I was getting out here early enough to avoid this, but it looks like I'm going to have to get out here at 5 o'clock in the morning, because it is hot. And I am not kidding. I do not want to disturb that bee, because the last thing I want is for him to sting me. But as you can see, I'm trying to avoid clipping the flowering ends. And many times I'm not successful doing that. But look at what we have so far. I'll finish up and I'll take you to cutting the herbs and getting those tomatoes for the tomato sauce and the salsa. So that's what we came out here for. Hopefully I don't look too crazy, but don't mind the new updo. Don't I look cute? Okay, this one is my Greek oregano, and this one is my Italian oregano. You're probably wondering, why do I have my oregano in pots? Well, This oregano I've had for 3 years, and it overwinters well. This year, actually, it didn't even dry up at all. And I had oregano straight through the winter. I love fresh herbs, even in the winter, so this is perfect. These pots, I can take them inside if the frost is going to be too much, and then I can take them back outside. And you can cut these and tie them like this and hang them in your kitchen. Oh my goodness, they make the kitchen smell so good. And not only that, but they're beautiful. And then when they're dry, you just put them in containers. So all of this will be going in my salsa and my tomato sauce. Put this in the basket. This smells so good. Okay guys, so you cannot have salsa or tomato sauce without some fresh basil. We have a few sprigs of purple basil and green basil, and let's not forget this pineapple sage over here. We definitely, you aren't Jamaican if you don't go for this mint.
Mint and salsa?
Yep, not mint, I'm sorry. I meant thyme.
I'm about to say. That's how you know it's late morning when you start hearing the birds.
Yes. Listen to all those birds. Okay. Sorry, we have some lemon thyme and some English thyme.
Get your thyme right.
Get your thyme right. Get it. Okay. Ooh.
Bless you.
That's what you get for sniffing some thyme. Look at that. We have purple basil, some sweet basil, some lemon thyme, some English thyme, and some parsley. So our herbs are... Oh my God. My hands smell like some curry chicken right now.
It's just missing the curry.
Yeah, I just cut this thyme, the scallion. So my hands smell so good. I am hungry.
I've been hungry.
Smell it.
You're just making me hungrier.
Oh God,
You know,
I am so hungry.
I'll make us
Let's
something
go.
nice for breakfast.
Oh, you can't have salsa and tomato sauce without some peppers. So look at this beautiful Cubanelle. Oh my goodness. So we're getting this baby today. Look at that. Mwah. Here's another. Look at that. So beautiful. Okay. Okay. Look at my Scotch bonnet. Look how small the pepper tree is. And look, I am so excited. I know these are, oh, look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? These are my candy cane peppers. They are absolutely gorgeous. So, okay, look at all of those. Oh my goodness, this salsa and this tomato sauce. Ooh, it is going to be good. I just can't wait. All fresh ingredients from my garden. It is so wonderful to grow what you eat and to eat what you grow. Look at this beautiful candy cane peppers. Ooh, okay, put these in the basket. Let's get to the tomatoes. Look at our basket so far. Looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. Oh my God. The fruits of your labor. There's nothing like growing your own food. What a blessing. God is truly amazing. Okay, let's show them this tomato harbor. This is my tomato cage, a massive tomato cage, okay? Guys, there is tomatoes everywhere. This is going to take a little while. Seriously, eating one.
Hey, I'm shirtless. Don't put me on video.
I'm not showing your chest, just your face.
This
You
one's
good?
pretty good.
Sweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need
These
Get
are
away
pretty.
from there. These are ours. This one popped.
All right, come on, don't eat what we're trying to harvest now.
This is today's harvest. Oh my goodness, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Well, I picked these in this basket 3 days ago. These over here, this is today's harvest. Look at those cucumbers and my beautiful flowers from my garden. And look in this basket. Oh my goodness, God is truly amazing. 360. Yeah, baby. Yeah. We've got some okras in here, peppers, 12 varieties of tomatoes, some beans, some scallions, some onions, some sweet basil, some purple basil, some Italian oregano, some Greek oregano. Yes, honey. Yes, we about to throw down. Yes, it's going down, baby. Okay, anyway. So, I am about to make, why do I have all these tomatoes and what are we going to do with them? Well, we're going to make some pasta, some spaghetti and meatballs, and of course, our own homemade tomato sauce. Hence all these tomatoes here. That's what you do with your tomatoes, because tomatoes are something that they ripen so quickly, and then you either just give them away to everyone, and even then you still have a lot of tomatoes and they will spoil real quick. So surely this is a way of using up your fresh ingredients. And we are going to can the leftovers. We're going to can most of the tomato sauce so that we will have our own jars of tomato sauce to use in the future. So stay wild, people. Choose joy and have faith. Let's get cooking. Okay, so to have a multi-layer of flavors in your tomato sauce, you want to not only have a variety of tomatoes, but you want to make your sauce 3 ways. So we'll call this tomato sauce times 3. Okay, I'll explain what I mean by that. So I'm gonna be making, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some tomato paste. And because when you buy the store-bought one, it has this weird flavor to it that I don't really care for, and it doesn't have that sweetness that you get from your homegrown, homemade tomato paste. So I'm gonna make the tomato paste because it takes the longest, and then I'll make a tomato sauce, and I'll strain some of that off and allow that after it has been cooking for about 10 minutes, and that will still have that fresh tomato flavor. But then you want that sweetness, but in order to get that sweetness in your tomato sauce, you need to reduce the sauce. So after I've strained off maybe like 1/3 of it, I'll let the rest of it go ahead and cook for much longer so that it can reduce, we can reduce it, and we can get that rich tomato flavor. So now for the first part, we're gonna use mainly these Roma tomatoes. They are very sweet, they are very fleshy, not too much juice, and that's what you want for your tomato paste. Okay, you don't want too much of the liquid. I'm using a couple of these slicers here, the smaller ones, and they're thicker, not too juicy. For the tomato sauce, I'll be using a lot more of these big ones here, mixed in with Roma tomatoes and everything else. But so I'm using the different varieties in different ways, and in each one of the sauces I'll drop in some of the cherry tomatoes, okay, except for the tomato paste. So let's get going. All we're going to be doing right now is we're going to cut up the tomatoes, and we're going to, you see I have some onions over there. So right here we have some cayenne peppers from my garden, and we also have a small Scotch bonnet pepper. And the reason why I'm adding these to the sauce is just to give it a burst of flavor, but not heat, because I don't like heat. Okay, so I also have here some candy cane peppers from the garden and some cubanelles. Okay, and I might even add a couple bell peppers. I'll get those out of the refrigerator. Of the Roma tomato, you see it's not very juicy, it doesn't have a lot of seeds, it's very thick in the flesh, and that is why it is perfect, absolutely perfect for the tomato paste. Go ahead and take the top off. See? That little rustling sound you hear there, that's Ken peeling the garlic. She's trying to get it on the camera. It's the garlic. No, thank you, darling. And then when you're done cutting these up, I'm not done by any means, there's a ton of tomatoes to cut. But when you're done cutting them up, you're going to want to put them in your food processor. In my case, I'm putting them in my blender. Okay? And I'll show you that. Okay. So I have some onions, some garlic, and some basil, some peppers, not a lot, sauteing. And you don't want them to be fully cooked, but you want them to start turning brown. And you don't want to turn your back on these at this point of this cooking stage, because look how beautiful they are. And you know, garlic and onions, you'll have it nicely, and as soon as you turn your back, it's burnt. And it's in olive oil right now, and at this stage of the process, this is just too good to burn. It smells so delicious. It smells so good. So you just want to keep stirring it. And we've already processed some of the Roma tomatoes. So I'm going to get some of them in here. Okay, so this is what the tomato sauce looks like at this point. I've just taken off, well, I took it off the stove about 5 minutes ago. It was resting while I cut up some more tomatoes for the sauce. This is for the paste. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna strain it twice because I want to get out all the particles. I want it to be very smooth. So I'm gonna put it through the colander first, and then I'm gonna put it through a strainer. Out of this, I'm gonna put this in the strainer. Finish. Look at that. See? It already looks like tomato sauce, but this is what we're using for the paste, remember. So this is, after we've strained it in the colander and the strainer, this is the consistency of the sauce. So this, you could definitely use this just the way it is, but it wouldn't have the layers of flavor that you're looking for. So we're going to make the tomato paste with this. So you want to have a baking tray, and you're going to just put a thin layer in it, and the oven has been preheated at what, Ken? 350. The oven has been preheated at 350. I just heard the timer go off. We're gonna leave this in for a few hours, but we're gonna check on it because, you know, different ovens cook at different times. Anyway, so that's the tomato paste right there. Now this is the tomato sauce, the second sauce, right? Remember, I made the sauce to make the tomato paste, right? So now this is the real sauce, and this is what it looks like. And you can see it's in a big pot because it's a lot. So it's coming along nicely. I just want it to thicken a little bit more, and then I'm going to pour some of it off, and then I'm going to let the rest of it boil down. And that will give us our 3 different sauces, and then when we're ready, we'll mix them together to make perfect. Okay, so these are the 3 sauces. Look at this beautiful sauce. And then we have this puree over here. It's a little runny, but it will be boiled down a little bit more. And then we have this rich tomato paste. Yes. And we're gonna just combine all 3 of them to make one delicious sauce. Aren't they beautiful? So some people like to put their basil and their oregano and all that stuff. They like to chop them up, but I don't do that. I put it whole because I don't want to eat the basil. I just want to boil the flavor out. in the sauce. So it's thickening it a little bit more. It's just beautiful. Rich, beautiful tomato sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our dinner started, and we'll be back. These are some homemade meatballs that I made and put in the freezer. Okay, that's the meatballs and sausage. Now I have the pan on for the pasta. Meatball and sausage, pasta. Meatball and sausage. Okay. Okay, this is the finished tomato sauce. This tomato sauce is that 3-in-1 sauce where I used the tomato paste that I made and a sauce that was boiled for only about 15 minutes, and then the other sauce was boiled for about an hour. It was cooked down all the way down. Then I combined all 3 sauces, and I also added a couple pieces of fresh pepper and basil when it was almost done after I combined them. I also put in a cup of apple cider vinegar, and that is to pump up the acidity, because if you're gonna eat it right away, then you don't have to do that. But when you're canning it to avoid botulism and all that stuff, you have to have a good amount of acidity. So I'm gonna also put lemon juice in my jars, but I also put some apple cider vinegar in here because I want to get that acidity right, so that my tomato sauce will be preserved. Really, that's my preservative, the vinegar and the lemon juice. Okay, so this is what that beautiful, it's steaming so much because it's so hot, but this is what that beautiful sauce looks like. And some people like their sauce to be very smooth, nothing in it. I like to have a little bit of chunks in mine. So you can do it the way you want it, but I like it to be a little bit on the chunkier side. But yeah, this is, yeah. Make sure all your glasses are completely clean. The rims, see, it's got a little something on the rims. So you're gonna wipe off the rims properly, and you want to also get in the grooves where the lids twist around. So you want to make sure there's nothing spilled over and caught in there, because that will mess with the canning process. Okay, but look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. This is not going to last any time in our house, so we won't even have to worry about whether they're preserved very well or not, because we probably will use 2 jars with each recipe. So this is not going to last us very long at all. Okay, so I have this that easily takes the jars out. See? Easily grabs the jars and takes them out, right? However, this is one of your canning tools that you need. However, that's not going to help me when my lids are all the way down, so I use this very long tongue, and it's very handy to have those in the house. Make sure you drain them properly, and always have your mittens on because these are hot. Okay, so we have all the cans in the hot bath. We're going to cover this and let it boil for 15 minutes. Computer, set 15-minute timer.
15 minutes, starting now.